What if the greatest advice for overcoming hardship is actually keeping you trapped? For centuries, we've been told to just think positive, to find happiness and strength. But deep in the past, an isolated village faced unimaginable tragedy, famine, poverty, and loss. And they didn't survive by just hoping for the best. They possessed a powerful secret to building unshakable resilience. A secret that has nothing to do with blind optimism. This wasn't a mantra, it was a potent mental switch, a lost art for transforming your reality from the inside out. So what did this forgotten community know about the human mind that we've completely lost? The answer is a stunning piece of forgotten wisdom that will challenge everything you believe about finding strength in dark times. Stay with me. You're going to want to hear this. In the rugged heart of the country, nestled in a valley the old maps forgot, was a town called Oakhaven. It wasn't a place you stumbled upon. You had to be looking for it or running from something else. Dr. Samuel Hayes was running. The city had taken everything from him, a wife, a daughter, and his belief in a world that made sense. He came to Oakhaven seeking silence, but instead, he found a quiet, unnerving peace. Just a year before, a wildfire had torn through the valley, followed by a winter so brutal, it sealed the town off from the world for months. Sam saw the scars everywhere, the charred skeletons of ancient oaks, the foundations of homes that were no more. Yet, the people of Oakhaven didn't carry the hollowed-out look of victims. They were rebuilding. They laughed. They had a light in their eyes that Sam had long since lost. He was an expert in medicine, but he couldn't diagnose this profound mental fortitude. His curiosity led him to an old woman named Clara, the town's unofficial elder, whose hands were as calloused as the wood she carved on her porch. She had lost her husband and her home in the fire. "How do you do it?" Sam finally asked one afternoon, the question spilling out of him. "After all this loss, how are you not all broken?" Clara looked up from her carving, her eyes clear and steady. "Oh, we are broken, doctor, every single one of us. But we believe that being broken isn't an ending, it's a beginning," Sam scoffed. "So it's faith. You just believe things will get better?" "No," she said, her voice gentle but firm. "Hope is a fine thing for a calm day, but it's a poor shield in a storm. What we have is different. When tragedy strikes, we give ourselves one day to weep. We let the grief wash over us and we don't fight it. But at dawn the next day, we ask ourselves one question: what is the single most important task I can do right now to bring order back to the chaos?" She pointed toward the center of town, where a new community hall was being raised. For some, it was clearing the debris. For others, it was planting a new garden, even if it felt pointless. For me, it was carving new signs for the streets whose names had been burned away. Small, simple actions. That's the secret. We don't try to conquer the whole mountain of despair. We just focus on picking up the first stone. That's the key to finding purpose when all seems lost. Sam was skeptical. It sounded too simple, an almost childish response to adult pain. But he watched, and he saw it in action. He saw a man who'd lost his farm, spending his days mending the fences of his neighbors. He saw a woman whose bakery had burned down organize a communal kitchen, teaching the town's children how to bake bread over an open fire. They weren't ignoring their pain. They were giving it a new direction. This was the source of their emotional strength. The true test came weeks later. A storm rolled in without warning, trapping a young boy, a hunter's son, up on the ridge. Panic, cold and familiar, gripped Sam's heart. He saw only the worst outcome: the freezing temperatures, the fading light. This was a situation that couldn't be fixed by carving a sign. But as chaos threatened, Clara's voice cut through the noise. "What is our task?" Instantly, the town shifted. The hunters formed a search party. The women stoked the fires in the temporary shelter and prepared hot soup and blankets. Clara turned to Sam. "Doctor, your task is to prepare. Assume they will find him. Assume he will be cold and hurt. Be ready." The order was simple, direct. It pulled Sam from the whirlpool of his fear and gave him a mission. He focused. He laid out medical supplies, boiled water, and prepared bandages, his hands moving with the forgotten sense of purpose. He wasn't thinking about his own lost daughter anymore. He was focused on saving this boy. He was coping with loss by actively choosing to prevent another. Hours later, they returned, carrying the boy, who was hypothermic and weak, but alive. Sam worked tirelessly, his focus absolute. And by dawn, the fever had broken. As the sun rose over Oakhaven, Sam stood on Clara's porch, watching the light hit the newly framed hall. He finally understood. The town's secret wasn't about looking on the bright side. It was a pragmatic, powerful tool for the human mind. The understanding that in the face of overwhelming helplessness, the most rebellious act is to take one small, useful action, to choose purpose over despair. He realized his own life hadn't ended in the city. He too was broken, and for the first time in years, he felt a sense of inner peace. He knew what his new beginning looked like. He knew what his task was. He had found his strength not by chasing happiness, but by building it one small, meaningful stone at a time.